We got a rug. Welcome back to another video. This is going to likely be more week in the life, more running around, more home updates, which we honestly have quite a few home updates, and they're ones that like they feel like to me like finishing touches in order to make the house feel just like more homey. Yeah, so I'm actually really excited to give a little update on what has gone down in the apartment. I have also been cooking a decent amount and baking, and the reason I'm going out today is because I'm going to go pick up sourdough starter from a Facebook marketplace person. And I tried to grow my own sourdough starter, and it just like, I don't even know what it did. It just didn't, I guess, but it kind of did. I was like slightly scared of it, and I'm slightly scared of sourdough baking in general just because it's kind of like culty. Like you go into like Facebook groups and they're like very like all hail the sourdough, which like I just wanted to do it as like a little hobby, but I see people like naming their sourdough starters, and I don't know if like I'm willing to have the like type of responsibility where this is like a pet or like a child. Yeah, so I don't know how. I'm just trying the sourdough starter thing. It's like $10 for 100 grams, and I feel like I might like it. Might as well try it. What else? School is back in session. It's actually still, I guess, like my first week of school. It's the weekend right now. So far, I really like my teachers. I'm taking a fashion journalism class because I love writing and I want to strengthen my writing, and I think it would be interesting to learn more about fashion related writing just because, like I said, I already love writing, so I'm curious to know if combining these two passions could lead to something like a hobby, career-wise, etc., etc. So I'm really excited for that class. And then I have a practices and portfolio class, which is a mandatory class for seniors in my program. And it's basically like developing your online portfolio as well as your physical portfolio, which I know I don't really want to go into fashion, so I'm curious to know like how this class will impact me. It's a lot of researching graphic design, typography, fashion, Caribbean culture, etc., etc. So that should be interesting regardless of how much sketching this class will take. And yeah, and lastly, I have one more class, which is my Core 3 class, which is also a mandatory class for seniors in my program. It's essentially like a sewing studio class where you're just making garments and given time to work on said garments in class and develop them into something. You usually have to do an editorial and present it to the class. So I've taken that teacher before and I really liked him, so I'm hoping that one is a good class. Anyways, I hope my phone's charged. We're gonna go pick up some sourdough starter and possibly go to the McCarran Farmers Market if it's open. And there's also like there's a refill store over past McCarran Park that I wanted to see. Off we go. Is that gonna be too shaky? I hope it's not too shaky. Anyways, I'm back from my little excursion. I'm replacing all of our like kitchen utensils with stainless steel rather than plastic because the plastic ones, first of all, are actually disgusting because they peel at the top. I don't even know if you can really see it, but they just keep getting plastic in our food, and that's gross. They lasted me so far a year and a half because I had them in my last apartment. But now I'm making the switch to only stainless steel or wooden utensils because I already eat enough plastic, I'm sure. I don't want to be voluntarily watching plastic go into my food. So these are going to probably be given away. There's like local groups where it's called like Buy Nothing, where you can post things that you're giving away rather than just tossing them out. So I'll post there and see if anybody wants them, even though they're kind of worn, but maybe someone literally doesn't have any and just needs some to last right now. So I'll post these on there today. This was literally the actual reason for my excursion today, this sourdough starter. I got it from a girl on Facebook Marketplace who was really nice and sent me like a bunch of recipes. I'll probably try and make something with this tomorrow, like a focaccia. I've been seeing people do the focaccia where they're like with their hands and like that's gonna be me. I went to that refill store and honestly, it was so cool. We have one in my hometown, and it's definitely smaller scale and they're just getting started, and I love that one. But this one was like, it was like packed. Like there were so many people, and honestly, like I get super down about sustainability and I'll just be like, nobody cares, like this is so frustrating. But honestly, like going in there gave me so much hope because it was so packed. There were so many like things that you can refill on. Like I'm about to run out of the Trader Joe's everything but the bagel seasoning, and they have like that in there. They have different types of curries. They had all different types of like bathroom products. Yeah, so I think slowly, like if I need to replace something like let's say a plastic toothbrush, they have like bamboo toothbrushes, because I don't want to just go and throw away everything that I have just to switch it with the sustainable thing, but rather like let the things that I have right now that may not be considered sustainable live out their life, because essentially that's what sustainability is at its core. Using things to, I guess, their like fullest extent rather than just throwing things out when you think you need something new. So I personally think I've used these to their extent. They are quite literally peeling and getting plastic in my food. So therefore it's time to replace with a newer sustainable option. So that's kind of my philosophy on it. And honestly, like I feel like people get like so like, if everything is not sustainable, then like I shouldn't do it at all. Like it's kind of like an all or nothing approach, but I don't think that's the way to think of it. Like make small changes here and there. Obviously none of us are perfect and we live in a world that is not inherently sustainable. So there's things that are out of your control, and sometimes there's things where it's like you buy something and it's in a plastic wrapper. It's okay, like just making small changes where you can, rather than just thinking, oh, I'm not gonna do it since I can't be 100%. Anyways, yeah, so I loved that store so much. It was so cute. I'm definitely gonna go back with Oren and bring like all of our spices that we need to like maybe add more to. And that's the other thing, is like you don't need to fill like an entire jar full of what you want. Like just take what you want. And I love that, because what if I just want to try something? Like they have this conditioner, and because I have curly hair, I'm pretty particular about like what I put in my hair. I don't know why I'm still holding this spoon. They had this conditioner, and like I don't know if I trust all conditioners, so like this one I can try it, and they had this free little jar there. I can try it. I went and I weighed it at the little counter, and then from there figure out if I like it, figure out what it does to my hair, figure out if it helps comb through my hair easier, etc., and go from there, rather than buying like a whole bottle. So yeah, if you can't tell, I'm very excited about that sustainability store. That's pretty much that. Hello, good morning. Sourdough. Like I said, I picked up a sourdough starter yesterday. You have to like activate it. I'm already scared. You have to like activate it and put more flour and water into it, and then it says put in a warm place. It's literally dead of winter. There is not a warm place in this apartment. So now that I've used most of the sourdough starter in this loaf, they say that you have to reactivate it by putting equal parts flour and water into it, and then seeing if it rises. This, every 30 minutes for 2 hours, you have to stretch and fold it, and then for 12 hours it goes in the fridge. I'm honestly worried that this is a little too small, because I know that these things rise. We're just having fun with this one. So now we wait for the starter to rise again, and then I think I can put it in the fridge, and then we wait for the dough to stretch and fold. While the sourdough is starting, or I don't even know what it's doing. While I'm waiting for the sourdough, I'm gonna start a little workout, so. That was a super cool experience. It was like basically it's his whole collection, so everything you're sorting through is just like everything that he's saved. And like to be that dedicated to saving so much archive magazines, like his collection is like massive and so niche, like magazines I've never heard of. If you're in New York and you have any type of research project or you just want to browse, Vowels, so cool. Oh, was that a sticker? There was like a sticker. I thought it was like on the thing. It melted. Oh well. We have arguably a wrong sourdough, but I mean, it looks pretty good. This is the sourdough. Just because I did it way out of order, but I decided to bake it for science. Oh. I like scored it. Moment of truth.
Mm-hmm.
We're going with a sharper knife.
Oh shit.
So
It
science.
has some.
Huh?
It has some holes.
It's definitely like spongy.
Yes.
It's the consistency's off.
It's like, it's not as flaky. Or like, you know. So I guess that's why I like the bubbles on it.
Okay, I didn't record like anything for the past bit. I didn't record like anything for the past bit of us actually. Why did I say us? Well,
Yeah,
me
you.
actually baking this.
All her.
I just forgot. So this is the loaf. I'll insert a picture of what it looked like. But now we are going to try that loaf. It also like stayed intact. Like the last one was so dense that like the middle part fell out. I cut a fat piece, so okay. Cheers.
Cheers. Let's go.
That's good bread.
The flake. The crunch.
I bake bread.
This is the appetizer at the table for dinner.
Oh. I have class. We're going to fashion journalism. Vámonos, vámonos. I went to WSA Tower to go to this little like cha-cha festival. I originally wasn't gonna go because all my friends are busy today, but I want to go because there's a Chinese apothecary herbal medicine, traditional Chinese medicine apothecary, as well as like Rocky's Matcha will be there, and hojicha I think is how you say it, tea tasting at 2, and it's almost 1, so I'll probably leave shortly just to get there early and go see what's going on. Okay, I wanted to kind of break down some of the home updates that we've done rather than just showing them, kind of give a little bit of context behind some of the reasoning as well as what we've done. So we've been in this apartment, I think, for about like 7 months at this point, and something I learned in my old apartment is like it seriously takes a year to gather all of the things that will make the apartment feel like a home, because I genuinely didn't feel like my apartment back in Brooklyn Heights felt like a home until I was packing up to leave. It was like I had spent the whole year hunting and gathering for different things, and it took a whole year to get it to a place where I felt good about it. And to think that was just like a small studio, that was just a room. So going into this, I knew that it was going to take a lot of time to piece together all of like the different things that would make this feel like a home. I think it does feel like a home, actually. It's just more so, I don't think it's necessarily like exactly where we want it. I think there's still some things that we would change and maybe will change It's just we don't really foresee ourselves renewing this lease and staying in here longer than a year. So with that being said, I don't want to entirely neglect this place and just be like, you know what, since we're leaving, like, it doesn't matter, like, I don't want to decorate anymore, I don't want to work on anything. Like, that is also how I've been back in my room in my parents' house as well as back in my last apartment. I just would be like, no, like, I'm leaving, I don't want to like make anything permanent, I basically didn't want to make any changes that I was going to have to either like, I don't know, reverse in the time that I was moving. And so I just would stop decorating places and stopped getting excited about buying new things for a place or searching for cool artwork for a place just because I was like, I'm moving, it doesn't matter. So I've been trying to not necessarily think with that framework, more so thinking like, okay, like if I leave, like we can take this stuff with us. Like we can take this big thing with us. Is it gonna be like a crazy moving day? Yeah, but like it's always a crazy moving day. I haven't had one moving day that's like chill. So just investing in pieces that we see ourselves taking with us, and also in pieces that like are full of charm rather than just buying things to buy them, etc., etc. There's been a lot of different changes and a lot of different things that we've added to the apartment that I think have helped turn this into more of a home. To start off, Warren has been working on doing this kitchen for I don't even know how many months. It probably took 3 months for us to actually like be done with it. It's basically like a renter friendly peel and stick wallpaper, I guess. And he would have like a credit card or like a little like something to make it flat while he was putting it down to avoid any bubbles. So like I said, it was very tedious, and he finally finished it. Well, I guess we finished it, but I say he because he did most of the work. And yeah, I think it looks really good. We had a neighbor who was moving out, and she had said to us, like, I tried to sell all of this furniture on Marketplace, and no one really bit at my listings, so if you want it, like, it's all yours for free. So she gave us a dresser as well as like this little vintage mailroom organizer, like a mailroom filing cabinet, I guess. I don't know exactly what it was used for, but all of the little slots on it have every like city in New York listed on them along with the area code. So we were like, of course we say yes. So she gave us a bookshelf, a dresser, and that little like mailroom organizer, and those helped fill up the apartment so fast. And they're such like cool pieces. Like there's no way that we're leaving them behind whenever we move eventually. So yeah, I'm really, really grateful that she gave us those. And we've been using the mailroom organizer to like put our shoes in. It's like right when you walk in, like it's like a place to put your shoes. We used to have these like IKEA storage bins there, but now we have that, and I love that so much more. And when people see it when they come in, they're always like, what is this? And it's a conversation starter the second they get in the door. So really love that. We had a few plants that were in like plastic pots, just like what they came with from the store. We finally switched those out with like larger pots. That's something to me that like makes like just the slightest, like it's such a small difference, but like it really does help pull a whole home together. So we added 2 of those to some of our bigger plants, and we swapped out one of our plants with just a large terracotta pot. So now all of our plants are in like actual pots, and like I said, I just think it makes such a difference and it really helps pull things together. So I'm happy we did that. We also got this long dining table. We went all the way up to like upstate New York to go get it in a U-Haul, and it was basically an old restaurant owner selling a lot of older pieces since the restaurant had closed down. So he was like, where are you guys like getting this? What are you guys getting this for? And we were like, oh, we're getting it for our apartment. He's like, okay. And I don't know, he gave us like a crazy look, but we ended up taking it back to our apartment. Surprised it fit in the door, but it did. And it's such a great piece for our space just because this space is pretty long. So to add a table that also like complements the length of the apartment has been great. And it's also somewhere to sit for when people walk in. Like we realized a lot of people were coming to our apartment and just kind of like standing like and not knowing where to sit because the couch is like further away. So people just are able to sit immediately. I don't know. I think the feng shui when you first walk in is good. Besides that, we also got 2 rugs. One rug to go underneath that long table. We got like this jute braided rug. So that fits right underneath the table. And we also got this like circle pink rug, which I showed at the beginning of this video. The reason we got the circle pink rug is because we want to turn that area into more of like a sitting arrangement. Our record players are right over there, and we like the idea of building some sort of like record storage right next to it, and then just having chairs so people can sit in that area. Right now there's nothing on it, it's just the rug, but I think it'll look really nice if we do find some chairs that would fit there. I think rugs are a great way to like section off areas. It's almost like setting rooms without having to put up walls. Like it's like, okay, that's the dining area, that is like a seating area, this is the living room, and it's all separated by rugs. At least my mind works in that way, where I'm able to like section things off based on the rug that it's on. One of my favorite things is, this is so random, but I love having this fill up with like little knickknacks. Like I remember in the beginning wanting to fill like all of our bookshelves and all of our like display areas with things. I just wanted things to be on them, but like to just buy a lot of that stuff is really not super meaningful. And I obviously, like, you want like little keepsakes to have like in your shelves, or things that like mean something to you, not just like random junk. This has been really nice to watch like fill up, which has been cool. Our gallery wall has been coming together piece by piece. That's also like a very time consuming project. Like it's something that you don't want to necessarily rush. Like it's like collecting and putting up pieces that again are very meaningful to you, rather than just like throwing a bunch of random stuff on the wall. So that's been coming together. Very happy with where it's at right now. I think there's still things to add, and just because we see ourselves leaving doesn't mean like we're gonna stop getting stuff for the house, because I mean, who knows, like maybe the next place will fit our furniture even better. Those are all of the home updates, and yeah, I'm happy that it's gotten to this place, and it's been a really great project with Oren, just like piecing together our little apartment. And